status as a professional football club. Themselves and Bournemouth really going beyond the wildest expectations of their fans. It's very much a reality. The point today would be massive.
Got you in a moment, Ethan, on the way that Brentford are lining up today. There was an expectation that Lewis Potter would return to his berth on the right wing, but he is still at left back, and Aaron Hickey appears to be playing at midfield.
Yeah, just to give a little bit more defensive protection. Jensen is a calming influence in the middle of the park, but don't expect him to do too much great defensive work, so we want the whole Yarmouth to be overworked in that regard.
Lewis Potter.
Lewis Potter's quite a versatile player, as well as he's can operate in the middle of the park. He can easily drop back to left back position. He's detailed to stick with Antoine Semenyo at the moment.
Antoine Semenyo.
City skipper Andy Morrison watching on.
Positioning of one of the wide players, John, for Manchester City at all times is so essential to a Guardiola sets teams up over.
Is Imbang guys?
Trusting the players in the middle to be able to receive the ball, retain it. And there's an option of a wide man, always great position. One way to stop Jeremy Docker. I think there was too much there. Done wrong by Michael Peyote.
Brett came on today. Coyote.
Nice. Oh, open. Nice.
Looking distinctly uncomfortable.
Lots of bodies, certainly something that they would have worked on in the last few days. Brentford pressurising the Italian goalkeeper, who, despite his massive frame, at times can be vulnerable from set pieces.
Johnny Riders. Doctor. Bernardo Silva.
Keren bro. Lari nih. Lari. Nice Allah.
Somebody blue shirts back. One thing you have to do well as a Manchester City player is run a lot. Real determination. I interviewed that Thomas Muller game a couple of years ago. He was leaving Bayern Munich, I think, a year or two before. So what's the thing you remember most about Guardiola is that you expect him to
Stepped in for O'Reilly. Hickey in rapidly with the challenge, and Kelleher preventing the corner.
yeah, good defending, nice disguise as well from Tijani Reinders. Sure that O'Reilly was quite expecting. Here's a throw-in once again. Yeah, lots of bodies there. Nobody really overly aggressive with the goalkeeper. Thiago was the closest. But he just stood his ground, the Brazilian. Certainly there was no foul. think you just got to give that one up the goalkeeper. Far too many players to try
Ayo,
and
bener bro.
throw themselves to the ground. Actually got that one right. Yeah, Thomas Muller said just have to run a lot. Defend. You do that and there's a chance. You get
Santai.
You have to be fit and willing.
Oh bang, oke. Buang ya buang. Nah, tenang ya. Apa? Imbangnya lah, Plis.
Right. Menu. Okay. That's Jensen. Yarmolyuk. Igor Thiago.
Sloppy ball. Didn't give Aaron Hickey too much of a chance there. He stole in.
Ngoper siapa mas? Ada orang mas.
Actually benefit from quite an open game. Where one of the sides who contain
Saya berharap sih
opportunity
kalah
quite
ya,
well.
berharapnya.
You can see
Cuma kalau nggak bisa kalah ya setidaknya imbang lah, 0-0 nggak apa-apa deh.
lots of games in different
Sama
ways.
lebah nih, lebah kumbang ini.
Some of the
0-0 still
desperation
okay,
to make
guys.
sure if they don't get the early goal, into Brentford you'd imagine getting one or two opportunities on the counter.
Bagus. Dapat.
Really searching ball for Sharda to chase.
Wah,
Sharda on Ake.
depan terobosannya terlalu ini,
Made that too
terlalu
obvious job.
nekok banget sih.
Body check.
Itu kalau dapet sih langsung depan satu sama Donnarumma cuy.
Prefer that as a striker and a quick one like Sharda as well. I think if he'd actually
Nathan
decided to
Ake
go
sih
body to body with
udah
Nathan Ake.
malah lari sih.
Yeah, he's looking at him nice and early. It's a half opportunity that wasn't taken.
Bernardo Silva, Oreli, Nathan Ake, Donnarumma, bener lagi dong. Jeremy Doku, dapat set, dapat lagi, nice, bagus.
Jensen.
Terlalu terburu. Yuk kiri, nice,
Damsgaard.
balik. Cari teman. Ya Brentford, apa yang kamu harapkan dari Brentford?
Andrews coming towards the end of his first season as a fully fledged head coach. He was the set piece coach last year.
It's not bad for your debut season, is it?
Bagus,
You take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Bola siapa?
45-year-old Irishman. Played Premier League football for 3 different clubs. But he scored here for Blackburn back in 2009.
He's not tinkered too much, John.
Cherky, dapat
Other
bagus.
players to
Buang ya, wih
continue
enak.
to evolve.
Jago.
That's a foul.
Nah nice.
Cherky.
Pulang buat Brentford guys,
The harder work, of course, will come during the off-season when they're looking to perhaps recruit 1 or 2 players. Nice piece of skill from Damsgaard, and if you're just a little bit too quick for Cherky.
Cherky keras. Nggak terlalu sakit sebenarnya.
Striding across.
Brentford ini urutan berapa tadi liga itu?
Who was one of the better deliverers of football in the Premier League. It's a nice curl on the ball. Shouldn't be aiming for the post, just outside of that post of Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Kita coba tadi.
Not too much pace on it either. Just give his
Liga
teammates
Inggris,
enough time to make that angle run
klasemen
across towards the opposite post.
Brentford. 6 cuy, bagus juga ya Brentford ya. 8.
Yes, it is.
On target. Dapat dong. Belakang. Nah. Saya kalem. Beri lagi lah. Ngeri mas. Jangan kayak gitu-gitu mas. Depannya City mas. Onside dong.
Shoot, having
Onside
stayed
dong.
forward. Schade. Jensen.
Ya, saya teman. Tengah. Balik.
Damsgaard.
Bagus. Kiri lagi. Nah. Angkat. Bagus. Brentford. Tengahnya nah. Thiago. Alah.
O'Reilly
Gak ada.
without distance.
First time. Udah. Balik lagi. Yuk. Bagus.
Keen Lewis
Angkat. Dapat lagi dong. Injani ini ya. Injani. Karena aku nggak lihat ini ya cuy. Nggak lihat starting line up-nya. Ya di luar rumah tuh bola bawahnya kurang sih.
Many good judges think that this is the best long throw in the Premier League. Coyote, not just distance but trajectory-wise.
Coyote.
James Hill at Bournemouth pretty good too. This one's a little bit flatter. That was a little bit too
First time coba.
flat this
Nice.
time.
Dapat lagi.
James
Lebar,
Hill gets a
balik.
bit more height.
Offset.
So Coyote only gets silver medal for you,
Offside.
do you think?
Oh no, I think we could have a photo finish, John. Sometimes they give out 2 gold medals.
Kalau ini imbang,
A little bit frustrated Pep Guardiola that he's not tested the goalkeeper so far, apart from that one shot.
3 untuk game.
Good side here, up against today.
Semenyo.
Bagus.
By Lewis Potter.
Dapat depan. Allah.
Surrounded by
Silva.
Damsgaard. Bernardo
Hati
Silva.
bro, mundur bro. Sabar. Atan Cherki.
Right.
Injani. Balik. Set. Doku. Ya, Atanake. Set. Doku. Hati-hati. Coyote. Shit. Untung gak ada orang.
Blinders again.
Set.
Matias Nunes.
Siapa sih 27 itu? Mateus siapa sih? Playernya ini. Playernya City 27 ini.
Cherki.
Boys
27.
around Cherki.
Martin Nunes.
Doku.
Matius Nunes.
Easily past Coyote.
Ini ngeri juga ya Doku ya. Boleh tadi. Boleh juga tusuk-tusukannya ya Doku.
He must be a nightmare to defend against. Standing start, full throttle.
Is there an argument, though, Evan, that when he gets into those positions, he doesn't always produce quite what might be required?
I think initially when he arrived at Man City, but I think over the last year, I think that part of his game has improved.
O'Reilly. Went back higher only as far as Bernardo Silva. Which tried him with the outside of his boot.
Untung Nunes.
Quite get himself set. Another wonderful piece of skill from Jeremy Doku. There's a product for you. Cut back once again from O'Reilly to best City play so far. Seen Haaland touch the ball yet? Not yet, but really soon. 19th minute.
Tuh. Wih, dapat loh. Dengan salto-saltonya itu.
Only had
Apa?
4 or 5 touches in his half, but one of
Kenapa,
them
Cuk?
maybe sending the ball past Keller.
Pelanggaran. Masa gitu pelanggaran?
Yeah, I think Jeremy Doku's end product has improved, and that's one of the benefits of working with top-class coaching. It won't only be Pep Guardiola. The member of the coaching staff, Arteta, was responsible for
Oke.
polishing some of
Jeremy
the
Jeremy
diamonds they
Doku.
had previous season when he was here as an
Set,
assistant.
hati-hati kayak di-
Sterling in particular. Doku. Haaland.
Hmm.
The ball. Yes,
Tusuk-tusukannya
clear
Doku nih bangsat sih ya.
And a lovely ball from Jeremy Doku coming inside this
Dapat
time.
Haaland lagi.
Going for goal.
Kosong loh Haaland tuh. Nggak ada ininya aja. Nggak ada
That's a lovely cross.
penjaganya sama sekali jir.
Just mistimed it, Erling Haaland. It's a great chance. Will be there with that one. Just not quite make the right connection. "22 plays 25. Good race, they've got the others way behind them. The João Pedro, the next in line on 15, I believe. For Chelsea. And on Semenyo too. Couple for Bournemouth, of course.
So impressive as Igor Thiago's form. Been that he's earned a call up into the Brazil squad just ahead of the World Cup.
Penjani. Doku kayaknya perlu dijaga 2 orang deh udah. Wah musuh Doku. Rally pinggir Cherki, aduh ini overload kanan, overload kiri. Untung, enggak dong, bersih dong, bersih dong, bersih sendiri dong, bersih dong. Nice. Pleset kok, enggak diapa-apain aja. Masih muda bro, Aureli itu masih muda, jadi kalau main, operanmu mana mas?
A bit subdued, isn't it, the atmosphere?
Dapat dong, jago. Bagus, lari, nomor 7. Set. Loh. Pelanggaran dong, Set. Pelanggaran dong.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact, I think. Just looking to nudge him,
Semenyo.
send him off balance. Nunez. It wasn't a great search actually from Shaw. Did the right thing to
Ya,
try
aku
and get
butuh
across the
balance-nya
face of the
bagus.
defender.
Onside sebenarnya.
Clearly onside.
Ini loh,
Just a little bit, just that
first
little
time.
bit too
Emang
close to
pemain
the
kalau
defender.
top tier sama enggak tuh bener katanya Thierry Henry.
Thiago.
Based on ininya, cuk. Based on first time-nya anjir.
I don't think there was much contact.
Kalau first time kayak tai itu ya, main-main mediocre.
Hand
Ini
on the back.
sakit sih itu Martin
He
Nunes,
was off balance,
Martin
struggling
Nunes.
to
Kena wajahnya sih lumayan nih.
what was a slightly errant pass to
Gitu,
himself.
James Bell is the VAR. He agrees with you.
Holding a dangerously high line. Man City have some quickish players at the back. Okay, it's no slack. Okay, rapid himself, but Shaw is one of the quicker forwards around.
Semenyo. Nico O'Reilly. Reinders. And the Manchester City corner.
Tinjani ini
Matthias Jensen's worst
kalau ya
goal
ngobrol bola
in
atas tuh kayak tadi aja si Haaland dapat untuk meleset posnya. Oh ya udah. Oh quick ke corner bro. Ini aja. Tinjani hati-hati. Untuk masih jauh, masih di atas Tinjani Rider. Itu dari Tinjani Rider tuh dengan syuting dari lini 2-nya nih lah. Terlalu gila bro.
Not in favour in recent weeks. Seems to be sitting on his best 11 at the moment, isn't he, Pep Guardiola? Everybody's fit and available.
Untung dong. Ace.
O'Reilly.
Rene Natanake. Oh Rene emang buat ini ya, buat back kiri overload gitu ya.
Intent on chasing down what would be a 7th Premier League title in the last 9 seasons.
Cherki.
Very much second favourites in the race after Monday's fortune display at Everton.
Tuh ini Doku akselerasi sprint pendeknya ini loh. Tiba-tiba kan si kuda liar ini balik Nantanake. Jangkar itu siapa ya? Jangan di City ya. Dapat oke nice.
Almost switched to a back five at the moment, John.
Terus kasih ruang.
Managed to gain domination of the football. Good spell, quite a few minutes.
Semenyo.
Tuh, hati-hati. Ada halan tiba.
Chances beginning to come.
Tiba-tiba
In our three
itu loh.
touches to attempt on
Kanannya
goal.
Semenyo, kirinya Doku sih. Intercept sama crossing jahatnya ini. Itu masih lemah sih. Untung jalannya harus nunduk gini. Coba kalau halan yang bola-bola atas tuh halan.
Haaland goes to ground theatrically. VAR, of course, would take a longer look than they probably did.
Dapat mas. Semenyo enak banget ya.
Crisp escape. Executed by Manchester City. Ake. Doku for the umpteenth time already. Quickly onto O'Reilly this time.
Untung. Plis.
Sheki. Reinders.
Reinders.
Come on, as a makeshift right back, Nunez.
Doku. Running a well-worn path now.
Dua loh, ini 2 orang loh, dan masa lewat persen. Bersih dong. Nice.
Corner is the outcome.
Good contest. He wanted to foul Jeremy Doku. He got close and decided to stay.
Quick offset lagi. Hati-hati Doku. Ini loh.
Left it again. Haaland! And an almighty scramble which ends with Kelleher gratefully clutching the ball.
Tuh, kemelutnya nggak.
Connected firmly with that cross in Erling Haaland. What a wonderful play from Jeremy Doku. So many bodies there. It's good stop from the goalkeeper.
Nantanake loh. Untung kemelutnya masih dapat loh itu.
Close to his body.
Lahir.
Yeah, that's a little bit of Christopher Ayer as well. Bounces on the ball, a rebound.
Tolonglah.
Sounds easy, doesn't it? Just to stop that left side from Man City.
Semenyo.
Overload too much, all of a sudden it's
Set,
in the
set.
middle of Shurkin.
Ini
They're
diangkat.
still quiet so far.
Untung.
Excellent that from Semenyo.
Untung jauh.
Premier League's top scorers pressing strongly. Bernardo Silva. Ake.
Dapat. Bingung aja main City 3 orang. Jadi
Bernardo
Doku.
Silva.
Jangan shooting, please. Untung jauh.
Which he fashioned. But plays the ball high over the bar.
Certainty aplenty over whether Guardiola will stay for another season. It's a contract for 1 more year. Doesn't mean a whole lot.
Ngeri banget opernya. Yang 8 siapa sih? Goblok anjir.
Potentially costly.
Nomor 8 yang Brentford lebah ini.
Sheki.
Untung dapat.
Bernardo Silva.
Ayolah bang lah.
Reinders. Semenyo. Shaggy.
Cherki bro.
Reinders.
Untung dapat.
Good header. Important one. Semenyo primed to head out towards Gallagher's goal.
Ajar.
I think all the other big clubs would like to see Guardiola leave, wouldn't they, John? To be honest?
They would. Seemed to be in love with English football. He was spotted one day last week when he was watching PSG in a thriller against Bayern nearby Edgeley Park, watching Stockport.
Aneh-aneh lah opernya itu.
That's obsession for you.
Kyle.
It's a little bit too clever. Yarmuluk. Good early service to Thiago, I think, will benefit Brentford. Pretty adept at holding the ball up. Shard has stayed quite central and been close to him, looking for that opportunity to play off the number 9. Bernardo Silva.
Shaggy.
Bro, untung dapat bro, Gallagher bro. Untung Gallagher dapat bro. Walaupun wajahnya kesepak. Walaupun contohnya kesepak sama Gallagher ya oke lah.
Friendly fire.
Apa. Kesati.
Oh, yeah. Leading ahead by your own goalkeeper.
Are you trying to pretend it hasn't happened to you?
I don't recall. Painful, whoever it was.
So how do you see the balance of this game at the moment?
Yeah, Man City started the brighter of the two sides, didn't they? Brentford weathered that, wouldn't quite call it a storm, but the territorial domination by the hosts. They've had some bright moments, haven't they? Shard was denied a goal-scoring opportunity by his less than sublime touch. Brentford have looked dangerous from 1 or 2 set pieces. Donnarumma's been relatively active. The City, as you would expect, have grown in confidence and remained the better side in terms of ball retention and indeed threat. About 90% of it coming from the left side. Doku and O'Reilly, those two players have been outstanding.
Well, this has now become a time-out, effectively, with Lewis Potter receiving treatment on the field. Guardiola very eager to gather his entire outfield cohort together.
Kevin Shard is having a listen as closely as possible.
Danny Harlan failed to join in.
His job is simple, John, just score. He'll rescue in the service and he'll do the rest. Footballing bodies are looking at making 1 or 2 tweaks to stoppages, aren't they?
Oh,
Late on in game, I suppose it will apply. I'm not sure what I suppose it will apply at all stages of matches, wouldn't it? I feel that teams are delaying too often.
very difficult when it comes to potential head injuries, though.
Once regarded was that if a goalkeeper they believe is spending injury, he won't leave the field.
Pernah
An outfield player will do. I've seen the before after changes proposed. That was one that I caught a glimpse of. I think the fans would like some changes, wouldn't they?
Yes. Doku. Cherki. Semenyo. Ryan Cherki. Nathan Ake. Reinders. For Ake on the outside.
Please.
Just about kept the ball in. Just a little bit heavy, the pass from Jeremy Doku. It's pretty quick, as I said, about 15 or 20 minutes or so, but managed to squeeze that one back in.
Clever from Doku to Bernardo Silva. He's muscled out a bit, then has a little swipe at Nathan Collins.
He threw it to the ground. Wasn't impressed with that. Yeah, so I just keep my arms out. A little bit spiky is Bernardo Silva. That's light heavyweight against the welterweight, isn't it, John? I don't think he wants to get too involved with all the centre halves.
Over my teacher. It's not just a verbal warning.
Well, that's to see actually what he did. Yeah, he was always going to lose his battle. Yeah, there's Collins who throws it to the
Wih,
ground.
gerakan tambahan bos.
There's the
Wajar
reverse
sih Bernardo Silva kuning.
smash into the back
Udah
of the
tua
leg.
padahal tapi masih kesulut emosi.
Collins doing what
Kayak
the
gerakan
Arsenal will do,
tambahan.
especially given the
Kalau banyak gerakan
weight
tambahan mas.
advantage. Yeah, that's silly from Bernardo Silva.
Nah dari menit awal masih ngelawan loh Bangkok ini. Makin kesini makin ke bawah permainan City bro.
Gehi. Nunes. Semenyo.
Semenyo.
Nunes. Thiago could have got rid and didn't. It's Doku.
Enggak dong,
And it's a free kick in a position of plentiful promise.
Bapak 40 yard ya.
Well, he may be quite short, Jeremy Doku.
Thiago peranmu mas.
Position his body well, yeah, just
Pelanggaran sih di
puts his right
gitu
foot
mah.
across the body of Igor Thiago.
Pelanggaran sih
And
di
says,
gitu.
"Foul me if you did," and he did. Such a strong guy with great balance. Thiago couldn't help himself. So many or Cherky, I would imagine.
Two in the deepest conversation. Guard, it's got the role that nobody particularly wants.
Semenyo tendangannya apa ya?
Good yardage outside the penalty box as
Jadi
well to
nanti
be able to
oke.
get it up and over the wall. Of course, down below the crossbar.
Cherky ya yang ambil atau skema? Kayaknya Cherky sih.
Only a strike, it appears to be.
Plis lah cangkel lah.
Cherky's pretty good with either foot, isn't he? Now he's in conversation with Cherky, which suggests that maybe
Semenyo
he's
sama
not
Cherky
taking
ambil.
it.
It is
Waduh,
Sheffield.
untung kena halan.
Hey,
Untung
he's
kena halan.
around there, Haaland. Doku.
Shooting. Untung jauh.
Well,
Nice,
it
nice, nice.
continues to be frustration
Nice,
for
nice.
Manchester City. It continues to be a string of corners.
Wih corner. Wih corner atau lampu tinggi. Wih corner.
This one taken
Semenyo.
very rapidly. Semenyo. Bernardo Silva. Semenyo.
Ini dua orang loh ini. Masa lewat? Nice, dapat. Bagus. Dapat.
Collins, the defender.
Oh,
It's a goal kick.
quiet afternoon so far for Antoine Semenyo. He starts to really impress on this near side. Becomes more difficult for Brentford all round. The guys in the middle of the park having to work just a little bit harder to shift from left to right with danger posed by Doku and O'Reilly on the far side.
Here is Doku.
Aduh, lewat.
Tiny Jensen.
2 kali loh si Doku.
Substantial disquiet that none of these openings are being seized upon by Manchester City.
Yeah, got to get a little bit closer as well to help
Ini juga
out.
ada 2 orang sih, tembus loh Doku ini. Gila.
Again, it was Matthias Jensen who was the closest to his full back, but not close enough to leave any assistance really. I mean, Doku, as I mentioned already, can go outside, can come inside, can shoot. And off to one of his teammates. A major concern for Keith Andrews and the coaching staff at half time.
Jensen.
Doku dapat. Enggak dong, bersih dong.
Touched by Igor Thiago.
Bersih dong. Loh, bolanya apa? Sebenarnya sih itu.
Cherky. Doku. Coyote. That's clear.
Tiga menit.
Cherky.
Cherky. Martius Nunes. Posisinya City 88% gitu. Masih dari tadi Brentford cuma
Top
10 awal.
in terms of possession on Man City,
Cuma
68%.
Apa tadi cuma sing
A lot of attempts on goal is at 13-1.
Habis itu udah.
Grinders. The team blew around him.
Coba syuting. Nah, gitu dong.
Semenyo.
Buang atas ya, kok. Mamaan, bos.
Emer's Potter.
Did well. Nice balance. Shaped to outside and came in. There's a referee who actually gave the foul. Keith Andrews, I think, will be pretty happy with this side's performance so far because there's no way you can completely nullify Man City. They've not had anything to do with real danger through the middle of the park. Carlton's not had any service to run onto, a couple of attempts on goal, of course. So just trying to deal with one major threat,
Lari.
I suppose, is positive.
Breakdown of communication there with Donnarumma and Nunes momentarily. Cherky. And now Bernardo Silva. Semenyo. Grinders. Bernardo Silva.
Silva. Doku. Bahaya nih kalau dapet Doku.
Manchester City still seeking the key to the door. Doku.
Itu nggak dapat.
Nunes. Ready to redeliver. extra minutes to play.
Untung kedengaran.
A rolling ball. Just got to put his hand on it. Nathan Collins. Just put your fingers on the ball. And if it doesn't stop completely, perhaps you get away with that for a quick counter-attack. Difficult to see there was contact by Nunez.
Pelanggaran sih.
It's a foul.
Terus pelanggaran sih.
Manchester City have had more efforts on goal in the first half than in any other league game this season.
But just the one really good stop from Erling Haaland.
Baru waktu 2 menit guys.
Cut back from Doku, who else? He saved with his legs and jumped on the rebound, and I had a couple of headers I think he saved quite comfortably. It's not
Plis City
had to work
lagi.
too hard so far,
Ah,
the Brentford goalkeeper. Guardiola will demand some more urgency from his side
Masuk bola.
the moment the second half
Buang
kicks off.
buang. Nah.
Perhaps like a little bit more support as well from the stands. The unfaithful, a bit lukewarm in their response to proceedings and getting frustrated, which you mentioned a couple of times, John. Doku's persistence and brilliance on that far side not being rewarded.
Shaggy. O'Reilly. Ake. Shaggy.
Ini dapat buang. Nice.
Half-time arrives to Booze.
Babak pertama masih 0-0 guys.
And a general sense
Lawan.
of City frustration. Almost all
Mantap,
the
mantap.
chances, but nothing to show for it. Quite the battle between Coyote and Doku. That's been a feature. Also a couple of spiky moments. Haaland has had perhaps the best of the opportunities. Of the two managers here, Keith Andrews undoubtedly the happier of all the managers, with a little bit of involvement in this. Probably Mikel Arteta the happiest of all, with a half-time score of Manchester City 0, Brentford 0.
Ini kita baru nonton. Yes.
man. Mandao, ¿cómo está?
Sports Interaction's got a betting on global matches.
Los Gates! With thousands of weekly games, bet with Sports Interaction. Guys, wait up.
Re-establishes Manchester United's lead. Oh, brilliant. Oh, short. Gianna Barry. Okay, his back pass was way short. Oh, City's title dreams crumbling in their Dickinson Stadium. Well, trying to get away from Kovacic, and he has. Gianna Barry puts the ball in the back of the net, and City's world is falling apart. Manchester City fans are heading home, but here's Erling Haaland, and that will bring them back. Doku may have reignited Manchester City's Premier League title hopes. Saka right across the face to Eucharist. Saka really well found, as was the bottom corner. The Gunners fans must feel like they've got their old Arsenal back. Gallagher, glorious goal, and a transformed Tottenham are in total command here at Villa Park.
Big opportunity today, missed by West Ham. Brentford are out of sight. Backwell.
And the back of the early opportunity is put in. Forest, rampant, and Chelsea certainly not pulling up any trees. The points in the bag for the Cherries, who have Europe winning their sights now. Anton Stacks, a glorious swing of that left foot. Calvert-Lewin, arriving in the form of Vogel. Okafor, fabulous from Leeds United. And Leeds are pulling over the hill and far away.
Is there some defending to do here? Shaka's delivery, there's a header. Well, that's a header, it's in. Bueno to Bueno.
Bruggen is out of his area, slipping as Murphy finds a Suna! The rest will burn! The paintings for Newcastle United! Joy in the northeast once more! Lifted by Salah! Sanchez got there in time! And within 3 minutes, Liverpool lead again! Just a hint of wind inside the Stadium Bowl here in Anfield ahead of Liverpool-Chelsea. This is the first meeting between Arne Slot and Enzo Maresca, and both of them have made brilliant impacts on their clubs at the start of this new Premier League season.
Anfield is a buzz with
切尔西啊，小
expectation.
西不会。
This is a match that provides an opportunity to really lay down a significant early marker in the 24-25 title race. And Jones playing in forward for Salah, who did well to get himself back on side. Salah again cutting in. Might fall Jones' way, couldn't turn quickly enough, but he had his legs taken from him. And Liverpool are given a penalty. Salah to give Liverpool the lead against his former club. Dispatch. It is a Liverpool lead. Nunez plays it through for Curtis Jones. Out comes Sanchez, and it's a second penalty. So Michael Oliver has advised John Brooks, the referee, to go and have a look at the pitch side monitor. And so it is reversed. No penalty. What Chelsea have to do is transform their superior possession into something much more clear-cut in front of goal. Back he goes from Madueke for Palmer! And that's as close as it come. Well, Chelsea failed to record a shot on target in the first half.
Wih, 3 orang nonton.
Now Jackson played in. Is this his moment? Yes, it is.
Not London forever, guys.
Only to see the flag go up. That's looking like Canate's boot. Has played him on.
Ngapain nonton 3 orang, ngapain nonton saya?
Now he can celebrate. Nicholas Jackson wheeling away. Chelsea back in it. And they will feel deservedly so.
North London forever. This is our.
Flipped in by Salah. Sanchez not there in time.
Berapa sih tadi?
And within 3 minutes, Liverpool lead again. Curtis Jones.
Oh, 2-1.
One telling through ball, all that it's taken.
Palmer, Imbang kah? Ada 2 kah?
One way then the other. Chance to deliver and coming around the back, and Kunku couldn't quite get there in time. Ball that travelled a long way through the 6-yard box from Pedro Neto. But that is it. And the Reds roll on. It's a result that turns a good start into a great start. It's finished Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1.
Kita masih nunggu ini guys ya, nunggu babak kedua. Cuma menguasai di menit 15 anjir, Brentford. Habis itu sisanya udah nggak ada apa-apa, Cuk. Tai. Iya, jari Medokui tadi bahaya, cuy. Tusukannya sih sebelah kiri gila, bro. Dribble berhasilnya 4. Crit chance-nya 4 anjay, 4 kali dribble, 4 kali crit chance, bro. 2 orang padahal udah ngejaga Doku. Total shot City 3, Brentford 0. Shot antar jet City 2, 0. Touch in opposite box City 4, Brentford 0. Nggak ngapa-ngapain Brentford anjir. Tapi tadi dari itu Brentford berusaha nggak langsung long pass gitu loh. Kalau misalnya gagal serangan City gagal tuh, padahal Igor Thiago top skor nomor 2 ya, jarak cuma 3 gol doang sama Erling Haaland di 25 gol ya. Brentford berarti cukup tajam ya. Tapi kalau dari permainannya kayak, mungkin lawannya City aja sih ya, karena di klasemen 8 cuk Brentford cuk, nggak yang papan tengah banget. Cuma iya sih, dari tadi tuh kayak berusaha ketika dapat bola tuh nggak langsung long pass ngincer depan ada Thiago dan sebagainya gitu. Cuma gara-gara itu juga agak ngeri-ngeri sedep tuh. Kayak tuh pegang bola di belakang, sosok operan pendek, menjadi tekan anjir. Ya salahnya yang pegang bola tuh kayak di nomor 8 sampai tadi nomor 8 nya tuh kayak miss mulu perasaan ketika oper.
Welcome back to the Etihad Stadium.
Welcome back to Etihad Stadium.
Goalless between Manchester City, second in the Premier League, and Brentford, who kicked off in 8th. Game that's vital to City's prospects of staying within touch of the leaders Arsenal. They don't play until tomorrow at West Ham. Really, only a
Jadi menurutku sih
victory will do. The
2 orang
Guardiola
masalahnya cuy, 2 orang tembus Mas ya.
slipped up at Everton on Monday.
1 orang dari Muldoko, 2 orang tembus
The
Mas ya.
majority of the first half play, most of the chances, but they've yet to find a way past Rabin Kelleher.
Kalah.
No changes by either team as the second half gets underway, with it imperative from a Manchester City perspective
Manchester City perspektif.
to find a way to win this game to
Let's go babak kedua
sustain
guys.
and extend the title race realistically.
Idih,
It's O'Reilly
untung
charging forward onto Doku's
dapat
pass.
baru mulai.
What, if anything, needs to change from a City perspective, Doku?
I think more urgency to begin with, actually, John. I think if they play at a greater tempo, that will force Brentford to have to be a little bit more desperate with their defending. They do scramble well for each other, the Brentford players. One player gets beaten, it's not a question of dropping your head and looking to try and atone for any error. As a result, teams have to work hard for lots of their goals against them. That one helped if City back line are not quite coordinated with each other. Donnarumma did well, actually. Kept his composure. It just remains a process, John, to try and weigh down the opposition if you're Man City. That's what they have done for many years. Strangle you, keep the ball, frustrate you, and then wait for people to fatigue and jump out of the defensive line and take advantage.
Battle rejoined between Doku and Coyote.
Ya, oke. Itu dong. Berkali-kali. Cek.
Went for the near post.
Tipis.
Went to a rapid switch of direction by Kelleher.
Doku lagi. Ranger merahnya Doku lagi tuh.
Genuine two-footed player is Ryan Cherky. Either foot, happy to switch it from one to the other.
Makanya aku nggak terlalu berharap Brentford menang sih. Imbang lah 0-0 lah, bagus. Dapat kurang ini dapat lagi nih. Ya kalah bos, larimu bos sama Matheus Nunes bos. Enggak dong.
More the same for Brentford, you would imagine. The message from Keith Andrews would have been at half-time. A little bit more possession. It won't be a controlled order of the football, you would imagine. City will continue to dominate. Just have to be quite clinical if they get the chance on the counter.
Jackie. Nunes. Bernardo Silva. Jackie.
Too many tricks for Ryan Cherky. None of his teammates screaming for the football to be played in, however. Every step over or check back or cut back, the defence gets stronger. Tight into the opposition and decided whether to push up that defensive line or not, making it harder for the strikers then to get a real purchase on the football if it comes in. A lift from the crowd would be nice as well, wouldn't it? I think that would help the City players.
Congregation not necessarily the most responsive.
No, so used to all this success in the last 10 or so years. Coming with some
Really?
bit blasé about it, but
Pemain
that's
yang
certainly something that's been levelled at them quite often.
City.
Draw would be a great result for Keith Andrews and his players.
Great result for Mikel Arteta in this one.
Yeah, and the boys from North London. Brentford with 2 games after this. Palace away on the 17th, then they at home. Then they travel to Liverpool. Final day of the season.
Jensen
Wih, enak.
slipped in behind.
Ah,
Just fell away from it.
dapet.
Jackie. Semenyo.
Offside dong.
Haaland begins to motor in the centre.
Offside.
Jackie.
Close. Nice, bagus. Buang ke depan.
Had the chance, Ryan Cherky, just to drive the ball across the face of the box.
Waduh.
Once again, 1 touch too many.
Igor Thiago.
Iker. Bawa dulu.
Mikel
Iker
Damsgaard.
Tiager.
Yarmolyuk.
Nyari. Minta bola. Shooting,
Igor
coba.
Thiago. Okay, here is back. Yarmolyuk. Lewis Potter. Damsgaard.
Megang bolanya duduk semua aja.
Away record. 6 times on their travels. This team they beat on their own ground, Aston Villa.
Iker Tiager.
It's Ake. The referee adjudicates that he was fouled.
Ya Allah.
Yeah, these more frustrated with himself as he got
Lagi
Thiago.
single doang, bos.
Third time that I can count where he's unnecessarily pushed the defender. Lovely ball from Matthias Jensen. Yeah, he's onside. Played onside, I think, by Reinders, close to the edge of the box. Just a little bit pacey for the centre half.
Ake. It's a considerable amount of O'Reilly. It's a little warning from the referee. Pushing over Coyote.
I think Collins is well within his rights to protest the referee. Got to be careful how he does it. That's an unnecessary shove from Nico O'Reilly. He's making no attempt to play the ball, and the referee's not had a word with the City defender at all. And you've always got to stand up for your teammates, even if it means taking a booking sometimes.
Charlotte. Gay. And Reinders in to help out for City. Semenyo.
Lengket banget.
It's a great example of Antoine Semenyo, a player who's largely right-footed, but who's done so much work on his left foot. Lots of good stuff with that, coming on to that weaker side, shooting with dynamite in both feet.
Semenyo.
And there's a confidence once again he shows on the weaker side. Steered out around the goalkeeper. Let's hit them with power as well.
Aaron Hickey. Coyote. Slipped on for Igor Thiago. Possibility for Brentford. Donnarumma with the save and Gahey the clearance.
Oh, he never quite had it, John. Just a little bit unbalanced as he approached the football league, Thiago. What a wonderful move. That's about the best in the whole game. Super ball from Coyote. Yeah, difficult to hit that first time. The pace wasn't really on the pass. Mark Gahey had almost given up with the interception, just thinking about going towards the goalkeeper, yet stuck underneath his feet. Siphon finish, Donnarumma. No, not quite a comfortable save, but did enough.
Brentford's first corner of today's proceedings. And they do carry a threat. Jensen. Riley up. Sherky on the volley. Doku on the chase. Bernardo Silva. Tangle with Jensen, who wins out. Igor Thiago, right in front of the Brentford fans.
Bagus ke Thiago, nyari teman.
Keeper's Potter.
Oh, that's a waste. What a shame.
Banget lu.
Well, it was going to be a fantastic ball from Matthias Jensen with his left foot, I think, just looking for a little bit of swerve to send it towards his striker. This is very risky from Bernardo Silva. Dispossessed. Look at that strike with his left foot.
And Guardiola, as we were watching that replay down below, is curiously shouting to a couple of his substitutes to come back, ready to be introduced. It looks like Marmoush and Foden certainly are going to come on.
Well, he's not had the urgency or the quality. And he's seen enough. 12 minutes in nearly. Armed with a new 4 or 5 year deal, isn't he, Phil Foden?
He is.
No.
This season and part of last has not been the best spell of his long time at the club. Jensen. Comes to Hickey.
Got him down to guard away.
Offside against Damsgaard. VAR is just looking to a possible penalty, but that's now gone away. It's been checked and cleared. Just got a handball defence. Doku. Reinders and Sherky are the players who are going to be coming off. Semenyo. Sherky. Soon to depart.
Oke, dapat.
Semenyo. Doku.
Doku. Tuk.
Made forward to O'Reilly. He's
Well,
dancing through
nice.
insufficient.
Tiker. Terlalu keras, bro.
What a pass from Jeremy Doku. The vision and the execution to find O'Reilly, who's just got squeezed out of space inside that Brentford box.
Doku it is.
Doku.
Our mark approaching.
3 orang untuk meredam sekelas Doku, 3 orang, bro.
Would change Pep Guardiola's mind now. He's making a decision before the corner kick is taken.
Off goes to Johnny Reinders.
Jangan aja ya. Ada berupa api di sana, guys. Kayak Foden. Saki ganti sama
Marmoush on in his stead.
Marmoush sama Foden ya. Marmus. Doku
Doku.
1 dapat oke.
Back for more, Jeremy Doku. Oh, and he's done it beautifully. He's produced a moment of inspiration. Second time this week with a curling right foot shot. He hauled his team off the floor on Merseyside. And now he's lifted them up as one against a stubborn Brentford.
Doku bro. Ranger merahnya Doku bro.
Spot on, Jeremy Doku.
Anjay.
Well, absolutely nobody deserving
Mas
more
bener
of
loh.
this goal.
Dah.
Jeremy Doku, superb finish. He tries to find.
Farhan menyumbang 5.000. GGM Ulur.
That did.
Enggak. MU tolol kan Farhan. Farhan tidur Han, udah malam Farhan. Ngono. Arsenal bro. COYG. Tahunnya Arsenal nih, tahunnya Arsenal nih guys. Tai. Benci saya.
You couldn't even say he's been coming in the second half, could you, John? Brentford had their moments in the last 10 or so. But Doku delivers once again.
He equals his best ever goal scoring season.
Ranger merahnya Doku lagi. Doku lagi, Ranger merahnya Doku lagi.
Suddenly there is noise.
Doku lagi aja Ranger merahnya. Susah bro. Gak ada peluang. Ngapain?
Well, set pieces never truly defended on this until it's well out of your area. And just didn't quite get themselves together once that pass that Doku ironically made actually, which never came off to Bernardo Silva. It was fully taken advantage of.
Vitaly Janelt has come on in place of Aaron Hickey. Coyote's long throw on the way, met by Gahey. It was Collins.
Kamu lu.
And Donnarumma
Alah.
crunching it. Schneider taking a blow in the back at the same time. And staying down.
Penalti sih. Tak mungkin penalti sih tapi sih.
Yeah, he got a knee in the back, didn't he, from the goalkeeper. On the back, on the backside. Painful.
Here's the goal again.
Fantastic
Enak
strike.
banget
Goalkeeper's got
pressingnya
absolutely no
Doku.
chance. Always wide of Kelleher. As I said, didn't get too much curl on the
Susah
ball.
sih itu bagus sih.
And Hickey, desperate to try and send it over the bar, had no chance.
2 goals in a rescue mission on Monday night, and now a potentially vital one on a Saturday evening. And here's Semenyo for City. It's well played by Keller.
You like that Guardiola? Semenya just went to the outside and didn't think about anything other than crossing the football.
Nathan Collins.
I think he wanted a little bit more direct play as well. That's why Cherky was taken off. Well, far too many touches in the final third. Just not quite at his usual level, and he has been certainly in recent months, Ryan Cherky. So Marmoush is much more of a poacher, guy who will shoot on sight given the opportunity. And Foden will give them a little bit more thrust as well from the middle of the park. Hopefully without overplaying his hand if you're a Man City fan.
Susah ini.
Ake.
Oke.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Doku.
Doku.
Ranger merahnya ini.
Off again.
Bahaya banget.
Jangan.
Ya.
Damsgaard.
Allah. Handpot. Doku.
Started the day 5 points behind Arsenal.
Ranger merahnya ini.
A win will take
O'Reilly.
2 of the Gunners.
Silva.
They played the same number of games.
Mermus.
Arsenal then play tomorrow
Foden.
at West Ham.
Semenyo.
Their own reasons for needing points
Semenyo.
very urgently as well. His phone couldn't take the ball with him.
Yuk, dapat lari terus.
Collins.
Handpot dong. Aku handpot cuma ngerti Gatudor tuh anjir.
Try and calm the situation down, Brentford. It's Ice Jensen. If he gets on the ball, there's every chance that they could get themselves back into the game. City have got more urgency all of a sudden. No surprise when they've got the goal. The crowd are up. Understandably so.
Brentford are getting Dango Ouattara ready to come on. We're told he will be replacing Mikael Damsgaard. Doku.
Sumpah Doku 3 orang gak lewat anjir.
O'Reilly.
Kayak nahan maksud gue, 3 orang. Doku lagi. Cok, lagi on fire ya. Ngaceng ini.
Again Doku. And now it's Foden.
Ketika dapat
Toppled by Janelt. Doku. Significant City pressure off the back of the goal. Doku. O'Reilly. Bernardo Silva. It's a foul by Charlotte.
You know what's coming when you play against Jeremy Doku. He just stands still, feints to go right, goes left, feints to go right, goes left, feints to go left, goes right. Does the same thing, then does something different, and he just bemused all the time. It's a good stop from Kelleher. Straight down his legs, but showing his frustration, Pep Guardiola. It's a good sign, isn't it, from Keith Andrews? The wide attacking player. The way that the game is now becoming stretched, and quite a bit of Erling Haaland.
Shackled by his Norwegian teammate.
Kalah
It's a lot of the shirt,
pelanggaran.
isn't it, with both hands.
Coyote. Taruh. Away from an interception. Time these sides have met this season. Brentford have yet to score. It's 2-0 here in the League Cup quarter-final in December. They were beaten through an Erling Haaland goal at the G-Tech in October in the Premier League. He win on this ground back in November of 2022 when Ivan Toney decided matters in the 98th minute. Ouattara. Igor Thiago with the break. Sharda feels that he was impeded by Nunes.
Penalti dong, Set.
That may be
Penalti
worthy
dong.
of a further look from VAR.
Absolutely well. I thought the ball was a little bit behind Kevin Sharda.
Didorong loh, Set.
My initial thought was any contact was purely accidental, but if that's the case, no, I don't think there's enough of a nudging. I think the ball goes through his legs here. He's falling go, I think, before the ball actually gets there. I'm afraid there's very little
Penalti,
of a
please,
nudge,
penalti, please, penalti, please.
if
penalti,
any,
please.
at all from Nunes.
Big doing.
Nggak cek
It's a
VAR.
tough one actually for Thiago was at full stretch, wasn't able to just to measure that pass more accurately, just had to be a yard in front of his teammate.
Play back underway. Doku.
Penalti bro, harusnya bro. Berharap sih. Walaupun kalau di reka ulang lambat sih agak jauh ya. Kepleset kakinya sendiri sih.
Bernardo Silva. Again,
Sudah.
Jeremy Doku.
Itu tuh best chance.
Within range for the shot, which was not so very far wide, and
Sumpah Ranger merah itu. Bangsat dulu. Ranger merah lagi aja Doku.
That's a mountain of work in a space of about 30 seconds from Jeremy
Oh.
Doku, running from left to
It is-
right, passing on the ball to Semenyo, who didn't quite read it, then recovers
Ngalah
it,
bro, kaki kanan
comes
kirinya
inside
Doku.
another shot.
Odeng. Ini kayak tadi lagi kan.
Today is Jeremy Doku.
Quick corner, tadi angkat nih.
Ton of work and all of it good.
Quick corner tadi angkat.
a moment of inspiration for the goal. First
Yes.
score.
Naik untuk dapat buang dong.
Aya. And Kelleher decisive.
Silva, Semenyo,
Semenyo.
satu melewati satu orang penjaga double. Oke, balik lagi. Silva, Matius Nunes, O'Reilly. Nah ini Ranger merahnya yang lagi. Doku lagi Ranger merahnya. Foden bantu. Bola mas, kita nonton bola mas. Persen enggak. No. Enggak, ini Brentford nanti menit 80 gol. Brentford menit 80 gol. Kan bro.
Push it through for Foden instead. This is
Si kartu dong.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly kartu dong. Nah,
Receiving yellow
nice.
card.
Yellow card. Tarik bajunya bro. O'Reilly.
Timmer hanging on in there.
Janet. Gay. Time for Foden.
Nah, itu Foden. Gimana ya? Gak 6 menit lagi gol, santai.
They're preparing Jordan Henderson to come on. Semenyo. Burst of pace away from Lewis Potter. Haaland coming in. Haaland finds a way to nudge it over the line and finds a way to keep Manchester City right in the title race.
Erling Haaland. Sumpah ya. Sekalinya Doku nggak jadi ranger merah, Semenyo jadi ranger merahnya bos. Nggak. Ini di tackle-nya itu loh.
Potter's got no chance when Semenyo's in full flow. The second one is an acrobatic back heel, isn't he? Turning his body. Didn't get a touch there to begin with, no, just the back heel. Clever
Back heel-nya bos.
Keller is prostrate already, he's got no chance. With a bit of fortune, but he didn't say that they've earned it to this evening, Pep Guardiola.
The goal was no oil painting, but Manchester City fans will regard it
Soalnya
as a
Brentford juga nggak ada nyerang-nyerangnya nih.
Ouattara.
Lepas lagi bolanya.
He's probably had about 10 touches, hasn't he, all game, to be honest, Erling Haaland. A couple on target, and that one ends up in the back of the net.
Erling Haaland moving further clear of Igor Thiago in the chase for the Golden Boot.
11 touches, I'm told, all he's had all game. It's not a lot, is it? Sometimes Doku has 11 touches in about one down movement, doesn't he? Fast twitch left to right and pass or a shot on goal. Yeah, great numbers once again for the Norwegian, 26.
37 in all competitions.
Ternyata poin bos.
Manchester City move within 2 points, and their goal difference is now within 2 of Arsenal's as well.
Kanan.
Arsenal at West Ham tomorrow.
Nggak dong, onside dong.
Here on Wednesday, where Manchester City welcome Crystal Palace.
Bagus, angkat.
Ouattara.
Ngapain? Lu bukan
Doku at the
lu
defensive
bukan yang minimal bos. Sosokan ngetrik. Lu bukan yang minimal bos.
Yes. Janels.
That was a good ball.
Yarmolyuk. Coyote. Down go Ouattara. Winger on winger. Ouattara able to cross this time. With a cue for Jordan Henderson to come on. Yarmolyuk, who makes way. The 34th appearance of Jordan Henderson's illustrious career against Manchester City.
Nice warm welcome for a former Liverpool man.
Sure you expect nothing less. Mario Silva. Marmouche bouncing off Aya.
Lewat kolong.
And being fouled by the
Rusak
Norwegian.
kok.
who will be cautioned. There's now a degree of comfort for Manchester City, which hasn't existed for the majority of the afternoon. Rosy cheeked Foden. Bit of pace on it as well.
Ooh.
Pedaling slightly. More than one, Jeremy.
Gol aminnya, mampus.
Just the one I can show you, John, but I'm sure Coyote will see more than one in his sleep tonight.
He's the main man again. Riley to Ake. O'Reilly. Doku. To the back. Sharda. He eventually blows his whistle after due consideration.
Kalah sih ini Bangkok.
Antoine Semenyo. Brentford doubling up on him. Semenyo still gets ammunition in. And across to Doku. Taruh Silva. Foden. Ripple of applause to the local boy. Doku. And Foden sent it goalwards.
What a save that was. Point blank. Face on the cross, and Phil Foden just guided it towards the goal. Well, great play once again from, I don't even have to mention his name, do I, to be honest? Lovely cutback, and Foden reacted with quick fire feet. Lovely balance. And that's a great save.
Foden's resulting corner. Ake. There's Nunes. Jordan Henderson. Another foul. This time Coyote on Doku. He wants a word.
There wasn't much of that, just a little bit of a nudge. I'm surprised he even gets talking to be honest. Seems to be saying there's an accumulation of fouls, but perhaps recall one in the opening 5 minutes. Nothing since then, to be honest.
Henderson. Gahey. Jensen. It's in by Bernardo Silva, feeding Haaland. Who's off and hungry. And here's Marmoush.
Untuk clean.
Failed challenge by Aya.
Clean.
That's good defending. And great play from Erling Haaland as well. That's just one a little more pace on that final delivery. You know, Marmoush. That's a great block. Didn't give that one up. Just the buyer. Some defenders would have attempted to try and step up and play offside. They both come off slightly worse for wear.
Bowden from the far side this time. Okay, he going up. Quite got to him. Doku. To the line.
Gol to door.
Thiago steers it away. There's Jordan Henderson.
Oh iso melewati Aurelio iso.
Nunes. Haaland.
Kalau sekarang sama sekali anjir. Ini kok meh. Gulnya rada apa tebas.
So 15 sheets in the last 8 games for Manchester City. They are out again as the top scorers in the Premier League, 71 goals. 4 more than Arsenal. But Arsenal's goal difference better by 2. Arsenal's points tally better by 2 if this is a Manchester City win. Bernardo Silva waits and waits. And here's the whistle.
Apa? Buat apa?
Bernardo Silva, a couple of midfield veterans. Remains to them still. Still at it.
Still going on, yeah. Verbals been exchanged between Henderson and Mateus Nunes, who came in to support Bernardo Silva.
So if this is heading the way it looks to be heading, Efren, how do you assess Manchester City today?
You give them a pass mark, of course, and especially when there's so much pressure on. The aim of the game is to win, John, no matter how you do it. I certainly wouldn't say their play's been scruffy, but a little bit, just a little bit lacklustre for large parts of that first half. And
Just in the midst of all this, and a yellow card for Nunes too. Sorry, you were saying.
Well, you know, you have to give credit to the opposition as well. Brentford are one of the better sides in the Premier League. They defended well for long periods. In fact, the only person they've had real trouble with all afternoon stroke evening has been Jeremy Doku. City's number 11 has been nothing short of fantastic today. Superb goal, but the architect of pretty much all their good stuff in the first and most of the second half. He's been a go-to man, Ian O'Reilly, in that first half in particular, linked up superbly well. So difficult to be critical at all when there's so much expected of a side that they keep on producing when they're not brilliant. People say they're not quite as they're not vintage as they have been for so many years in the past 10. Just making sure that this race goes down to the final game will be their aim right now.
Just to reiterate, Arsenal and West Ham tomorrow. Manchester City home to Crystal Palace on Wednesday. These are the next 2 steps in the title chess.
I've been saying for weeks that I felt that City would slip up. I just didn't expect it in the manner that it happened against Everton last time out. So the man 13 minutes
Apa sih?
could cost them the title.
Bowden clutching his face. Jangan was the Brentford player involved. He's immediately taken issue with the referee. The VAR has asked Michael Salisbury, the official, just to wait, which he's done. The pictures have been checked and there's no further action to be taken in the view of VAR. is one more Manchester City substitution happening very shortly. Savinho's coming on.
Took a risk with Jangan. Turned his body, then raised his arm into the throat of Phil Foden. Well, that's a deserved round of applause. Superb 90 minutes of football. And this the highlight of his performance.
That was the moment that finally broke Brentford. Savinho on for stoppage time as Doku milks the deserved acclaim. That stoppage time will extend to 5 minutes. Silva. Higher. Janelt. Igor Thiago. Jensen. Thiago will go again.
Tapos.
It's been a story of the game in the final third, hasn't it, Brentford? Just not quite icing the final pass. A couple of opportunities created so that they would get few chances, then they had to be clinical when they took nothing clear on the obvious in terms of troubling Donnarumma shot-wise, but it's because of the inability just to find the right pass.
Henderson. Kyle. Ake. Savinho. Now Foden. Bernardo Silva. Savinho again. Marmoush wanted it played earlier. Ball didn't come. Instead it's with Erling Haaland. Marmoush. 3. That does the job nicely for City.
Betul.
3 goals, 3 more points banked. Still on Arsenal's tail. And significantly, their inferiority in goal difference reduced from 4 to just 1.
Well, rewarded with patience, Man City. The quality of their football and footballers really shining through the last few minutes of the match. That's a super touch, isn't it, from Omar Marmoush to set himself, cushioned it with the outside of the right boot. Has to be said, that's a nice weighted pass from Erling Haaland as well. And he's a finisher, this boy, no doubt about that. Never looked like it was going to be anything close to a 3-goal margin at half-time. But City have stuck out their task. And the difference, quality of the final third, laid bare once again. Marmoush to make it 3.
Just his second Premier League goal of the season. Ouattara. Henderson. Like a pretty good this afternoon for Brentford.
Yeah, it seems harsh, doesn't it, on the vistas. A side who's sitting nicely in the Premier League. Just a reminder to all that the gap between the best couple of sides so far this campaign and the rest is huge.
Ouattara. Igor Thiago.
Great cross, good header, just didn't quite get over the Brazilian. Thiago unable to direct it downwards, and then he does have the chance, a little bit of a chance, and it was straight at Donnarumma. I think he would have saved it anyway.
Caution for Marmoush for failing to retrieve the required distance from the corner. Academic, really. That corner is to Henderson and back to Jensen and re-delivered and cleared mightily by Semenyo. for a long time. Best part of an hour was a pretty awkward assignment for Manchester City, ending with a feeling of some positivity for them.
Yeah, once they get on a roll, John, extremely difficult to stop, aren't they? Not always been at their most devastating best this season, but coming good when matters.
Goal difference could be significant. So forward they come with purpose through Semenyo. And that should just about do it. That does indeed do it for Manchester City, who move within 2 points of Arsenal at the top of the Premier League. They return immediately to winning ways after their stumble at Everton. Monday's saviour, today's match winner, the outstanding Jeremy Doku, who scored the first and then saw Haaland and Marmoush. It was a full-time score of Manchester City 3, Brentford 0. And in the end, a more one-sided scoreline than had ever really seemed likely.
Yes, you can certainly say that, John. The top performance has to be said all round. It can't be easy to play when the pressure and expectation is on you. You have won so many titles in the last 10 or so years. Pep Guardiola and his players are required.
Guys, terima kasih udah bersama saya. Watch out dan kita live di kemarin. Oke, thank you.